We have all heard of adults having open heart surgery or heart problems, which is called congenital heart defects. But have you ever thought about an infant lying on that same operating table having the same thing done to them? Well, it's true and it happens. Everyone needs to be familiar with this because one day you may have a child and learn that they have a heart defect or even a family member's child having a heart defect. I'm a very credible source because a couple years ago, my cousin had open heart surgery and he was only an infant. Being around a family going through this is extremely hard to watch, but if you're informed, you'll know how to support and help them get through this. Today, I want to talk to you about the causes, prevention, and treatment of congenital heart defect in infants. First, let's begin with the causes of congenital heart defect. According to Children's Heart Foundation, published in 2020, it's an abnormality in the heart structure. Researchers from MayoClinic.com say this begins when the large blood vessels start to form. The researchers aren't sure why this happens, but they are for sure it happens before the child is even born. They say it can be due to the mother's medical condition, medications, genetics, and environmental factors such as smoking. This means the mother doesn't even have to be smoking, but if she's around smoke, it can cause problems for the child. Secondly, I want to talk to you about the prevention of congenital heart defect. From MayoClinic.com, published in 2020, they say women should make sure they have the rubella vaccine or are going to go get the rubella vaccine before they plan on trying to conceive. Women also need to keep their chronic medical conditions under control, such as diabetes, which means they need to make sure they can control their blood sugar levels, because from the Professional Medical Journal, published May 5th, 2020, infants have an increased risk, 2 to 12%, of having a heart defect just because their mother has diabetes. Of those 50% of the infants whose mothers have diabetes, they will have cardiovascular or other problems throughout their body before they're even born. They say to avoid drugs, alcohol, and strong smelling activities such as painting. Finally, I want to talk to you about the treatments that doctors will try for your child. According to Children's Heart Foundation, 25% will have very invasive surgeries their first year of life. There's 3 main routes the doctors will take is catheterization, open heart surgery, and the transplant list. Researchers say to help these 25% is through catheterization. This is where the doctors will insert a catheter through their main vein to their heart. Once this is inserted, they will put tools through the catheter and fix the defect that way. The second way is completely open heart surgery, which is very invasive, causing the doctors to have to completely stop the heart and put the child on a heart-lung machine. Sometimes the doctors can do open heart surgery just taking the tools through the child's ribs and not having to completely open the chest, but that is a very, very, very rare case. The worst case scenario that the doctor can tell you is that they can't do anything and will have to put your child on the transplant list. But that also is a very rare case. So in conclusion, I had to watch my younger cousin go through this, but luckily I had family members who were informed and were able to explain everything to me, which made it a little less scary. And now you guys are all prepared to go through this with your family or even a friend's family. And one day they may even have figured out how to perform surgeries while the child's in utero and will be perfectly fine. But for now, they don't have that. So now you are prepared.